And David, in terms of your area, your thinking in terms of travel, tourism, leisure, is there any areas of friction you would like to see sort of eased away in terms of reform?
I think you referenced it earlier. Tourism, while it's not our core focus, we think it's a tremendous opportunity, not only for our industry, but I think for the country. And even having moved to Australia 2.5 years ago, Australia is a tourist destination for so many people. I mean, most people, when I told them I was moving to Australia, said it's on their bucket list to visit Australia. But then they may not understand really what Australia represents. And having been here, it's a fantastic, beautiful country. And I think that there's a tremendous opportunity to actually drive more tourism to Australia, either just as a natural country destination, but also through the fantastic events that we have, whether it's Grand Prix or Spring Racing Carnival in Melbourne, all these other things, Australian Open. So I think that we would have loved to see an increase in investment, particularly in Tourism Australia in this year's budget, but I think that there's an opportunity because tourism, hospitality in many ways is an export. It happens within the country's borders, but it's an export. And I think being able to drive the brand of the country and driving more tourism and spending from overseas, we think is an opportunity. And will also help the hospitality industry in the country recover.
So by the sounds, it is still fairly fragmented, so you'd like to see more investment in, say, Brand Australia for tourism.
Yeah, and also more concerted efforts to actually drive tourism, corporate group business, et cetera, into the country.
Olivia, in terms of technology, that's another sort of big theme that's sort of exercising a lot of boardrooms at the moment. So your business, almost 20% of sales is online. Yeah. Your business of 4 billion sales last year. So that is quite significant. So just talk me through, you presented to investors just a few weeks ago in terms of your thinking around where technology is going, retail and the trends on technology. So if you could just sort of distill some of those sort of key points there.
Yeah, look, it's obviously a key role in all businesses, and retail isn't alone. And retail traditionally has been one of the slower, I guess, parts of the economy to get onto technological advancements. But for our business, we're thinking about it from the customer perspective. So how do we make that experience better? Myer has multiple competitors, and how do we use that for an advantage? Whether that's through our loyalty business, which is all through from a data perspective, whether that's simply in store. So how do we use technology now as a way not to replace our service, but to improve it from a customer perspective? Whether that's pushing you the right products, whether that's providing a more seamless checkout experience. So really working out how do we optimise that customer experience, and then it's all the stuff in the back end. Yep. We talked about the warehouse before, so how do we use technology to improve and optimise our supply chain, for example.
Will you be going to the August Summit or putting your hand up, sending a submission?
Oh, look, there are many. I've got a pretty busy day job. I'm very new in seat, so I'll be focusing on selling and making sure that Myer can come back to its prior glory. So I'll leave the policy discussions for others, I think.